In the annals of political history, few narratives resonate as profoundly as the tale of the prodigal son, a story steeped in themes of rebellion, estrangement, and the redemptive power of forgiveness. This timeless parable, where a wayward son squanders his inheritance only to return home humbled and seeking atonement, finds its echo in the current political arena of Rivers State. Now, the bubbling fracas which brewed between Governor Siminialayi Fubara and his predecessor Nyesom Wike illuminates a path reminiscent of this biblical tale, where estranged allies cautiously navigate the complexities of reconciliation. Now, you're welcome to the show. The show is Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. I'm Odeawa AI. Join us shortly as we zero in on the recent meeting between Nyesom Wike and Fubara. Welcome back to the show. The show is Viewpoints, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. I'm your host, Odeawa AI. Now, sometime in April 2025, news sources reported a meeting that may have well defined the future of Rivers State's political dynamics. Governor Fubara, flanked by a cadre of distinguished governors and political stalwarts across Nigeria, including Ebonyi State's Francis Nwifuru, Ogun State's Dapo Abiodun, and the venerable former governor Olusegun Oshoba. Now, they made a significant visit to Wike's private residence. This gathering, laden with the weight of political history and personal relationships, symbolizes a crucial moment in their shared narrative. Now, what unfolds in the aftermath of this meeting could be seen as a miscosm of political prodigality, a quest for unity, and the turmoil that has long characterized the relationship between both leaders. Now, both leaders, by that I mean Nyesom Wike and Siminialayi Fubara. Just as the prodigal son was met with open arms and lavish feast upon his return, Fubara's visit signifies a yearning for reconciliation and a chance to mend the fissures that have divided both he and Nyesom Wike. The political climate in Rivers State has been tumultuous, marked by intense rivalry and discord. Yet, willingness to engage in dialogue suggests a burgeoning hope for harmony. The implications of this meeting sketches far beyond personal dynamics of Fubara and Wike. It reflects a larger narrative within Nigerian politics, one where alliances are forged, broken, and maybe formally reformed in the ever-shifting sands of power. The presence of other governors and influential figures underscores the importance of this moment, hinting at a collective desire for stability and progress within the state that has seen its share its political strife. Now, as the political prodigal returns, one cannot help but wonder what lies ahead of Rivers State. Will this meeting catalyze a new era of collaboration and mutual respect, or will it but a fleeting moment in a cycle of political turbulence? The answer remains to be seen as the political landscape continues to evolve. Yet, in this tale of estrangement and potential reunion, there are lessons to be learned. The willingness to set aside past grievances and engage in meaningful dialogue is a testament to the resilience of political relationships. It is a reminder that, much like the prodigal son, those who have strayed can actually find their way back home, greeted not with scorn, but with a promise of a new beginning. Now, as political analyst Obia Dukwe noted, Fubara didn't enter Wike's home as a stranger. He walked into the place he knew very well, Wike's living room, a room that had once symbolized the camaraderie and shared vision. Now, this symbolism actually can't be overstated because he is no stranger because of the friendship and the union between Fubara and Wike. The familiarity of the room mirrors the deep political and personal history between both men. Now, the backdrop of the political drama is underscored by the declaration of the state of emergency by Bola Tinubu on the 18th of March 2025. This decisive action highlights the gravity of the political turmoil that has beset Rivers State. The calls for war, fueled by frustrations surrounding the actions of the sole administrator, resound through the hearts of many. Allegations of exclusionary governance, the undermining of democratic institutions or processes, and public provocation have left the people of Rivers State disillusioned and yearning for an actual change. Yet, amidst the cacophony of discontent, there emerges a glimmer of hope. The overwhelming response to a previous article, according to the Nation, need for calm in navigating Rivers' maelstrom, which was actually published on the 29th of April 2025. It reflects a collective yearning for peace. It is clear that the people of Rivers State, actually, indeed, all Nigerians, have begun to embrace the understanding that peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but the foundation upon which progress is actually built. Now, in this moment of crisis, we are compelled to actually reflect: will the path of resistance and further conflict restore our dignity, or can we forge a brighter future through dialogue or unity? Food for thought. The answer, my listeners, lies in our ability to transcend our differences and seek common ground. Rivers State's significance extends far beyond its rich oil and gas reserves. It is a critical hub for national infrastructure, connecting vital arteries of Bayelsa, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Imo, and Abia states. The political stability of Rivers State is not just a local concern, it bears national implications that resonates throughout Nigeria. Coming from close observatory sources, among a few who have navigated this intricate terrain, Rivers State, we are compelled to share insights that may illuminate the path forward for Rivers State.
Oh God, you want to put me down? We'll scatter internet today.
Now, from that video, if you have had the privilege of dining in the home of Nyesom Wike, the former governor, more times than they can count, their relationship with Wike has not merely been professional alone, but also deeply personal. As 2024 reception hosted in Omoku, Rivers State by Chief Felix Obua in Wike's honor, it is a testament to the shared history and unwavering ties that actually bind them. Furthermore, they co-authored a book titled Against All Odds, chronicling Wike's remarkable political journey, his triumphs, trials, and tribulations. Now, through these experiences, the pulse of Rivers State politics has been made known. Now, if you are similar with 70% of Wike's core supporters and have connections with 30% of those aligned with the current governor, Fubara, yet, despite these ties, their heart beats for one singular desire: peace and the restoration of a true democracy within Rivers State. Now, not to deviate from the discussion between reconciliation between Fubara and Wike, but as the violent echoes of the Ukrainian war resonate in the global consciousness, there is need to reflect on the experiences of Kyiv. For those who have actually lived there for years and visited the country for the past 3 decades, sources have initiated high-level conversations at the onset of the conflict in February 2022. They actually spoke candidly on the Ukrainian officials, governors, ministers, generals, and even those in the presidency. The message was evidently clear: the cost of war would be borne alone by the people of Ukraine. Now, no one emerges victorious from a war-torn region. Rather, everyone pays a steep price. Sovereignty will be traded for lasting indebtedness, and the homeland will be reduced to rubble. History teaches us that the theater of war, or rather, history teaches us that in the theater of war, there are no winners, only survivors. Now, what is the lesson here? This lesson bears striking relevance to the situation in Rivers State. The political arena in Rivers State, fraught with tensions as Wike's legacy collides with Fubara's aspirations. The political prodigality we witness, where past loyalties are tested and alliances or allegiances shift, could lead to a perilous path. Learning from the folly of conflict, strive for resolution rather than the division would be quite essential, if you will agree. The dispute between suspended governor Fubara and his predecessor Wike is not merely a political disagreement, but rather a profound father and son quarrel that calls for introspection and, above all, mediation. Now, looking also at the role of mediators, in the case of Goodluck Jonathan, a son of the Niger Delta and a leader of the revered, who is actually revered for his calm demeanor and diplomatic finesse, he had previously suggested that steps should be taken to mediate this escalating violence. In any case, this suggestion was met with skepticism from some quarters within Wike's camp. They misinterpreted a recent statement made by President Jonathan in Port Harcourt as a sign of bias, a grave misunderstanding that they believe must be corrected. Now, let us be clear. President Jonathan stands as a neutral figure, uniquely positioned to guide warring factions through tumultuous times. His deep-rooted connections within the community, coupled with the respect across party lines, makes him an ideal mediator, which embodies him as the essence of what it means to be a Niger Delta son. Now, in reframing the conflicts, it is misunderstanding, or rather, we can call it a misunderstanding, not a war. There is need to stop labeling this as a political war, but rather call it what it actually truly is, a misunderstanding between father and son. Wike, the father here, who played a crucial role, 90% by some estimates, in bringing Fubara into power, should be acknowledged for his foundational role, if you will agree or disagree. But leadership now requires grace and perspective. Wike must not, out of anger, throw the baby out with the bathwater, nor should he allow provocations from others to derail reconciliation with his son, Fubara, who has actually come back. Let the father actually welcome him. For the reconciliation to work, it cannot come through insults or chest thumping or online grandstanding. It will come through deliberate humility and BTC, or behind the scenes efforts, like the recent meeting which sparked this hope recently. Now, as we witness this unfolding drama of Rivers State's political saga, we are reminded that reconciliation is not merely a lofty ideal, but a necessary pursuit. I've been your host for today's episode of Viewpoint, where we discover perspective and embrace dialogue. Thanks for watching.